Sleep is very important, and while getting the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep is crucial, if the quality of your sleep is bad, it will lead you to a very bad day, which will lead you again to a very unrestful night of sleep, which will lead you again to a very bad day, which will lead you back again to an unrestful night of sleep. And getting good sleep becomes very difficult for somebody who works a full-time job at very irregular hours. I literally finish work at 11 p.m. So in this video, I'm going to be following a science-based perfect nighttime routine to see if it's actually helpful and also realistic for a day-to-day person and not an influencer.
Try being an influencer for a day.
If this video does well, I will follow this routine for a week to see if there's a difference. Now, I should probably give a disclaimer. There really isn't a cookie-cutter perfect nighttime routine because we're all different and something that works for me is not gonna work for you. And on the internet, the perfect nighttime routine is a very broadly used term. So when I was researching for this video, I had to go to a bunch of different websites and just take different sections from each of them. So any source that I have used will be in the description down below. We kind of have to touch on our last step before we even go with our first step. Like I said before, I finish work at 11 p.m. and I commute for an hour or so going to bed at 11 o'clock is quite literally impossible for me. Sleep experts say that you had to go to bed by 11 o'clock. The reason being, according to research published by European Heart Journal, going to bed between 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. reduces your risk of getting heart and circulatory diseases.
Anyone who is sleeping after 11 p.m. is literally killing themselves.
So yeah, don't forget to smile. Now, this study isn't very definitive, and there's not enough research done to prove why going to bed at a specific time is beneficial. What if I go to bed at 1 a.m. but I still get 9 hours of sleep? Does it still increase my chances of getting heart disease? I don't know. And also, the study had participants ranging from 43 to 74 years old. I don't want to be rude, but that age group might not be the best age group to test out something about heart conditions. Now let's actually go with our list, and the first thing is sun exposure. Getting some sunlight before sleep helps you with the melatonin production in your body, which will make you sleepier when you actually go to bed. Okay, guess what I can't do? I work in an office from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. So, don't forget to smile. We have these things called adenosine receptors in our brain. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but it's okay. In simple words, they make you sleepy. But when you drink coffee, these receptors get blocked, which will lead our brain to be in high alert, ultimately causing us difficulty while sleeping. It is recommended that you avoid coffee at least 10 to 12 hours before you go to sleep. Hi, if you hear the comment, it's not my fault. I'm in the toilet, so hi to the toilet talk. Okay, it's currently 8:30 p.m. I need caffeine. I had a coffee at 3 p.m. because, well, I have to have a coffee with my colleagues. I cannot say no to that. I haven't had a coffee in like, what, 6 hours now? But instead of coffee, sleep experts recommend you to drink warm tea or any other warm beverage, as it can help you promote relaxation and also promote sleep quality. This is something I actually wanted to do. I wanted to have a nice cup of tea, but I had to deal with the rudest ass customer ever that day. So I couldn't do it. Girl, this job, I hate this job. I can't do it. But I do think I'm going to get in the habit of drinking tea instead of coffee. Because for the first time in a while, I felt like my mind wasn't so loud in the night time. Well, to be fair, I tend to drink coffee at very irregular hours, like 10 p.m. at night. So yeah, you learn something new every day. It is recommended that you eat at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed to avoid bloating and discomfort while sleeping. Anyways, now I'm gonna have my dinner. It's heating at the moment, so yeah. This isn't sponsored or anything, but at my workplace, I do not have a microwave, so I got myself this heatable dinner box, and it has been a lifesaver. I got this from Amazon, and I really like it. It doesn't get as hot as I would like it to get, but for desperate times, this is perfect. Anyways, I'm having gnocchi.
today. Oh my God, what is that?
I don't think I'm a good cook. I don't think I'm a cook at all. I just dump a bunch of shit in the pan and just call it a day. So condoms maybe don't look at my direction. My face looks fat. Does my face look fat? Anyways, I'm gonna have my dinner now. Bye. Being in front of a screen can really impact your sleep quality because screens emit blue light, which can block the production of melatonin in your body. And guess what I can't do? So instead, I just turned on the nightlight on every screen that I had and hope for the best because I literally cannot escape screens in my workplace. Usually after work, I scroll on my phone, and having to not do that was very strange. I was hyper aware of everything that was happening in my surrounding while the Wicked soundtrack was blasting in my ear. So I am currently single, and actually I've always been single, so to do this I can only think of one way.
Am I the asshole for calling my sister a jealous hag because she got judgy over my husband making me an Easter basket? My husband and I do Easter baskets for one another, and this year he gave me mine early since I'll be gone. In the basket was the usual: dark chocolate bunny, Starburst jelly beans, and then some Swifty stuff.
Hi Martha, I'm ready. Yeah, this is not that kind of a channel, okay? Get your mind off the gutter. But sex before bed can provide relaxation and improve the sleep quality as it releases hormones like oxytocin, and prolactin, which can also reduce stress and cortisol levels. Doing skincare before bed isn't really a science, but it does signal your body to be like, okay, it's time for bed. So, shoo. Brushing teeth before bed is crucial because it can remove plaque that can lead to cavities and gum disease. I always brush my teeth. I don't know why I have to say it, but I do want to say it. I brush my teeth. Stretching before bed isn't mandatory, but it can improve your sleep quality. But I was so damn tired, there was no way in hell I would stretch at midnight. So I decided to not do it, but just so you know, I also wanted to include it. Journaling, or what I like to call a brain dump, is another way to release stress after a long, busy day, which can lead to a better night of sleep. All you have to do is write anything and everything down that is in your mind. And yeah, I had a lot to write about, especially after dealing with that rude-ass customer.
So why would I give a fuck what a dumb-ass rat thinks about me? I don't care.
I hate customer service. I never journal because I have this fear that somebody's gonna read my journal, because it has happened. But I should say, I felt so calm after writing everything that was in my mind on a piece of paper. It was such a nice way to get them out of my system. And while I was trying to sleep, I was wondering why my mind didn't feel so cluttered, which it always is, and I felt so relaxed. And now I don't know if it's a placebo or not, but still, it helped. So meditating is another way to promote relaxation and also reduce stress before you go to bed, as it can quiet the noise in your mind and also reduce the heart rate. I used to meditate every day, but I stopped because I couldn't focus about anything while meditating. But this time it was different. I felt so calm while meditating. I do believe it's because of the journaling. It really helped. When I used to meditate, I used to use an app called Insight Timer, or I would just use YouTube for guided meditation. But since this time I wanted to avoid screens as much as I possibly can, I went with some breathing exercises. Doing an off-screen hobby kind of goes in hand with avoiding screens. This is so that we do something that engages with our mind and not spend our last few moments before sleep scrolling on our phone, which can also undo everything that we did thus far. You can do literally anything. You can crochet, draw, paint, whatever you want. I decided to read because I'm reading this book called La Pazienza Silenziosa, which translates to The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce their name. I'm really trying to improve my Italian this year. It's not bad, but it just needs some shaping. It's 12:41. I'm really tired right now, so I think it's time for bed. On a normal day, I usually take a melatonin gummy to help me sleep because sleep is not the easiest thing for me. This day I was planning on not taking one anyways, but I didn't need to. I slept like a baby. In combination of a long work day and everything that we did after work, I think it just relaxed my mind so much to the point I just fell asleep as soon as I hit the bed. This has never happened to me, but I willingly woke up at 6:49 a.m. Technically, I didn't even sleep for 9 hours, but after I took this shot, I did go back to bed and woke up at 8:30 a.m. But that is here, no there. So that is that. We tested a perfect science-based nighttime routine, and I do think I should start incorporating things from this video into my real life, like journaling, meditating, and most importantly, not being in my phone before bed, because I tend to do that a lot. If somebody knows how to journal and not be in the constant fear that somebody's gonna read my journal, please let me know. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.